If you follow Age of Empires, you know of Daut. Daut, one of the biggest legends this game has seen. He's been playing this game for 20 years and still getting up there in age is amongst the top players. And Daut is known for his Daut castles, which are castles that they fail. Okay, he tries to build them, they don't work too well, and that's why we have the Daut Castle mod. And it has his face on any castle that is not built. In fact, I just looked at the mod center. It has a ton of downloads, by the way, so I don't think I'm the only person who has that. But anyway, we know about that. But what about the Kreposts? Daut, he loved playing with the Bulgarians when the civilization first came out. This was about a year ago now. And Krepost is like a mini castle, 350 stone. You can only produce a unique unit from it, but is a civ he always liked. Civ others didn't really rate too highly, and recently Bulgarians were given a buff. So Bulgarians are a bit more competitive now. I feel like in some situations really hard to stop. So we'll break that down and talk about the Bulgarians. We have Daut, and legend of the game, top player in the blue. And Daut is up against Repard, who has been only picking Tatars, and he's not the only one, for the last couple weeks. In fact, his elo has jumped up about 100, 150 elo just because of picking Tatars. I think most people who've been paying attention to the recent patch games feel like Tatars are too OP. So fascinating because it felt to me like Tatars were on the brink of being really, really good because of the free thumb ring and doing more damage when you fight on top of hills. The sheep bonus that they've always had is that sheep have more food, so that's always been good. But I think the devs probably went overboard with what they're doing. Like, now when you get to feudal age, you get 2 additional sheep. And then when you add new town centers, you get 2 sheep per new town center. That's crazy talk. It's not just 200 food. It's way more than that with Tatars. What I really don't like about that bonus is that you get 2 when you get to feudal age. I think it makes sense that you would maybe get extra sheep or just 1 extra sheep per new town center. That's interesting. But I don't think that's consistent with somehow getting 2 when you also make it feudal. But anyways, with that said, Tatars are really strong. And Tatars, whether that be knights or cav archers or hussars later, they feel a lot like Huns. And for that reason, I really do like them. I hope we find a good spot for them as far as balance is concerned and see a lot more from the civ. Now, 4 on wood for Repard, and if you have all that food, one of the best strategies to go for is a drush. Drush Fast Castle is much easier with Tatars. In fact, it might be the easiest with Tatars right now with all the food. There's Repard making the barracks. Here is the Lord Daut. Daut is... He hasn't really scouted that much at home, funny enough. By the way, I have the little winter celebration mod on. So sorry about the Christmas presents if that's too distracting for you. But Daut, okay, he now sees that the enemy town center is probably to the left because the boar was being lured that direction. He seems very intent on knowing what Repard is up to. And if he's smart, and we know Daut's smart, he probably checked that tile of gold. Normally check these. If 10 gold is gone, that means they collected 10 gold because they want to make the militia. Now, I'm uploading this throughout my winter break, which for me is after the 2v2 World Cup. I'll be taking a week off streaming, spending some time with family. It's a wild time, man. You know, the COVID is still restricting travel and whatnot for a lot of people. We're just how many people you can see, how much time you can spend with people. It just doesn't feel the same, right? It's been a wild year for us. I am very, very, very much looking forward to seeing the back of 2020. Hopefully 2021 will be a bit more positive in a lot of ways, but hope you guys are doing well. I know that not everyone celebrates the same holidays, and that's pretty freaking cool if you ask me, right? Because we have people watching this game from all over the world, all different types of cultures and traditions. So anyways, whatever you're doing over the next week, I hope you guys want to watch some Age of Empires because I've spent a great deal of time recording content, and I hope you guys are doing well. So and I miss you. I tell you in advance that I will miss you because I don't know much about myself, but I know that I'm addicted to this, and I've actually spent more time making content for you guys than I have doing anything else over the last 5 years. So, and that includes seeing family and friends. So I will freaking miss you and making content and casting. So what I love about Daut is the YOLO-ness of his rated games. He's not like this very frequently in tournaments, because you can't be so crazy and YOLO and Mimi in tournaments. But I don't know if it's Daut's experience or his age. He doesn't care about tryharding in rated games, you know? Like, he doesn't care about points in rated games unless he needs to, I don't know, qualify for a tournament that requires a good rating. And that's why he's seen a lot of the YouTube channel. That's why he has a lot of fans. There are players who might prefer to go meta all the time. Of course, those players do deviate from that as well from time to time. But anyways, Daut's just not really one of those guys. And I think it's good for me as a caster and someone who really wants to pay attention to the way meta is developing and figure out strategies to watch someone like Daut too, because it does open your mind to the potential for certain things. Now, notice here, Bulgarians, they get free man-at-arms. So he's going to have man-at-arms instantly. And he was actually pushed off of berries as I was talking to you guys all feels you like. So just my apologies for not touching on the specifics there. That's actually quite bad for him. But here he comes. Part not going for Drush Fast Castle. This is just a Drush to get map control. Actually a great build against Bulgarians, because in an ideal world you can engage against their militia before their man-at-arms. He seems to know that Daut could be coming this way. Doesn't quite know where Daut is currently. And we now see man-at-arms or Repard. And this is a good follow-up for him. He does have to research that. And he's through. Daut will fight with villagers before the upgrades, though. And a lot's happening at the same time. This is a good engagement for Daut. Not too bad for an old man, right? And over here, he's attacking the house. So both players really panicked. This is why high-level players love Arabia, because there's so much potential for things to happen early. And good move from Repard. He canceled the man-at-arms upgrade. Not worth investing into it for just one unit. Sorry, dude. And archer range is behind this for Repard. Actually, excuse me, one range. He'll want to get fletching soon. And he's sending that archer out. Look back at Daut's base. Daut adding an archer range. Bulgarians, one of two civilizations, as Daut is housed, to not get access to crossbowmen. So it will probably just be skirmishers then if that's the case. And Daut repositioning with his man-at-arms. He wants to kill the Vill. He gets the villager. Scout did pay a heavy price, though. Still on 6 HP, I suppose. And wow, Repard. Not with the quickest fingers there. You'd expect a bit more from a player this elo. Quick wall or two on this side of the gold would have been better, but just in the end, 26 fills for both. It's still two archers that can deal with the men-at-arms. Assuming Repard micros. The Daut dodging with the scout that's now on 2 HP, but Daut really needs to get the skirmishers out here. Otherwise, these archers are going to be a real pain. But you see how much food Repard has had underneath his TC this entire time? That's crazy. Meanwhile, Daut hasn't had anything for a while, and he is relying on those farms. Tatars do feel very strong right now. Good walling from Repard. Repard now adding a stable as well. Okay, that was really weird. I don't know if you guys heard that, but I think the cat's upset. I don't know. I'm really confused. It was like as I talked, I heard a noise, and I'm not quite sure what it was. Anywho, moving on. Confused 90 over here. He's expecting skirmishers. He knows that that's likely what Bulgarians will go into. So this has really turned into an interesting game now. Out going for some archers and some skirmishers. I think the archers are good play if you want to kill Vills. You don't just want to go for the counter unit. Normally the counter units are countered by gold units. However, that doesn't necessarily apply here, I guess, because these are scouts. But you guys, you get what I mean. And if you don't get what I mean, you not understanding what I'm saying will make the content better when you do understand what I'm saying. This is not getting any better, is it? Good work here from Daut. Just sitting behind that wood line. And here comes Repard. Repard maybe flirting with the idea of sending those archers forward. We'll send just one scout out. He actually house-walled his own units from engaging this. Daut didn't have fletching until just recently, so maybe the two scouts could have done more than they can do now. Daut adding a spearman. Daut also getting armor. Big thing about getting armor on ranged units in feudal is the skirmishers. They will then have 4 pierce armor. Archers with fletching do 5 damage. That's 1 damage a hit, not much. Look over at Rapard's base. His eco's looking really good. I mean, he might not be as well known as many of the players you'll see on my channel, but top 100 players are beasts, man, and they can take wins from the top 10, top 20. Sure, it might not be as frequent, you know, they might only win 10% of the time, but they're able to hang with them and provide some really entertaining games. And I say this, having played Rapard quite a few times, and occasionally, he's been a very frustrating player to play against. So, not just saying this because he's my best friend or something. Rapard playing well, though, and he really just needs to take out... Oh, I said he was playing well! I take it back. Yeah, that was miss micro from him. Felt like there was potential for him to take out the 2 spearmen and then keep the scouts alive. So, okay, he wouldn't have liked that. But he's getting wheelbarrow. He has good eco. He'll add a 2nd archer range. Not a huge fan of how his archer ranges are split up from each other. This reminds me of low elo legends, but I think his eco is going to be in a position to really do a lot in the next stage. I like how he took the ostrich here. That is good fortune to be next to where the mill... Oh, no! No, he just added the mill for the ostrich. That's cool. He'll farm around there. And also trying to snipe a villager at Daut's base, who also is going to be clicking up to Castle Age with a rather decent time. And look at Rapard. What a nerd. He wants that villager that's on low HP there. Alright, so... let's talk about strengths for Bulgarians and Tatars upcoming in the Castle Age. Bulgarians, their blacksmith techs are half off now. So that's something I didn't bring up that did apply with the feudal age fights. That's helpful. You can get to those upgrades a lot faster. Save resources for other things. That said, if Rapard goes for something like 3 archer range, crossbow into cav archers, and then this stable makes a few knights, it's going to be tough for Daut. Because the skirmishers will get canceled out by a few knights, and then the amount of archers out there could maybe take out the knights that Daut will be making. But Daut really not going against the quote-unquote meta yet. So I said all those things at the start. It might not actually be a game where it's anti-meta. I think this is more so playing towards the Bulgarian strengths, which in some cases, sometimes in the game, can be unique. It reminds me of Huns. It's very popular to go scouts. Maybe not men-at-arms, but going into archers, then the crossbow upgrade, then cav archers. It's so Hun-like. And it makes me so happy because Hun Wars used to be the standard for people who were playing this game. I actually just picked up on the fact that with this little winter celebration mod, those are candy canes being thrown. Took me a little while. Funny. I haven't had this for about a year, so I decided to add it. I won't do it during the World Cup or any real serious things, but I think I'll do it during some of my YouTube games. Not that you aren't serious, YouTube. I would never imply such a thing. But, you know, it's nice change of pace. Crossbow and Bodkin arrow soon in. Let's see what Daut can afford here. So Bodkin's now cheaper. And he's queuing up knights. And he could actually go for chain barding armor too. That's pretty sick, man. And these crossbows fire so quickly. Fire so fast with thumb ring. Now the cav archers are coming. And now 3 TCs for Rapard. Wow. Okay, so this is extremely greedy. My suggestion here, as he snipes the villager, would be go for the 2nd town center. You're already pressuring here. So go for the 2nd town center. But instead of the 3rd one now, go for the university. But I suppose this is what you can do with Tatars. It's just keep those TCs running at all times. Because of the freaking sheep bonus. A Daut with the skirms here. Feeling comfortable, feeling confident. We've got icicles and this is so funny. Icicles and candy canes. Well, Rapard will get some value from this, and the cav archers will still come out behind this. That's really 1 crossbow that will go down. But while Rapard did micro this nicely, and Rapard will gain an eco lead, Rapard will lose the military control for just a bit. See what Daut's up to. Daut on 2 town centers. Daut is behind in eco, now adding the 3 TCs. Keep in mind, Bulgarian town centers do cost only 50 stone and 275 wood. A lot of cav archers. Bloodline's already in. Yeah, actually, I said that this was greedy from Rapard. I think it's not near as greedy with new Tatars. But you want ballistics. That's why I say it's greedy. Because it's still... You're investing a lot into wood to make the town centers. And I think having ballistics now with a few knights would be great. But if you can use that mobility, you could really make Daut struggle. 2 villagers down, and Daut is behind by 8 villagers in total. Rapard does not have an answer to those elite skirms right now, though. I'd like to see a few knights. And what is awkward about the whole sheep situation is if you don't get your eco set up for post-sheep time, then it's awkward. Like right now, he might not have the amount on food that he would want, is my point. He had a ton on food. Now he has 14 on food and 32 on wood. Not the worst eco setup, though, when you want to be going cav archers and researching ballistics soon. Good micro from Rapard. I just double-checked. He doesn't have the university yet. Good confidence, too, to run in here and take Daut off those resources. And Daut, with the same level of confidence, to run into Rapard's eco. And something that Rapard... It's just the difference between a top 20 player and top 100 player. A top 100 player against another top 100 player can get away with being this greedy with the TCs. And the top 20 or top 10, wherever you put Daut player... is really the only type that's going to have the balls to go in here while also defending everything else. Because very rarely are you going to feel the confidence to move in there. But Daut's like, no. I saw he has TCs elsewhere. So Rapard suddenly has a lot of idols. Look at it. He's housed. Now, if you're a low evil legend out there, you're looking to learn the game, just take my advice. Only add TCs once you have map control secured. It's not how it will happen at the high level all the time. But as Rapard is really beginning to struggle now, he's given himself too much of a task. Has added the town center and Daut, 3 villagers behind, but with good military control and way less idle time. Yeah, that's why what standard is, second town center, to gain an eco lead, and then invest into more military. Whether that be upgrades with ballistics or a lot more cav archers. So Rapard going in there with camels... I actually disagree with camels in this spot as well. Because knights are going to hold their own a bit more against skirms. Like, they'll do more damage against the skirms. And they'll receive less damage from the skirms as well. The damage output isn't that high, but you go knights there in that spot too, if you ask me. As Rapard really just sending villagers all around right now. I think just sold a lot of wood at the market to get gold again for cav archers. Daut will be very pleased with what happened between the 25-minute mark and 31-minute mark. The last 6 minutes have been tremendous for him. And now is where the fun starts. Because Daut, he's got the skirmishers. He's got the knights. He's going to switch over to stone. It just feels natural when you have map control. He's thinking about the Kreposts. And wants to play Bulgarians to their potential now that they're not a meme. Taking map control and dropping castles has always been a sick thing to do. Taking map control and dropping Kreposts has never been that realistic because the map control part never happened. It was like YOLO Krepost drop and hope for the best. But now that you can afford to get the blacksmith upgrades, the knight upgrades, skirm upgrades, everything, and also boom, and then make that transfer to stone, it seems like Bulgarians are... They're pretty high up there as far as skills concerned. Not skill, potential, I guess. But man, it is actually stressing me out watching Rapard's eco right now. Because you played yourself, Rapard. You did this to yourself. You would have had a nice little lead. Not saying it would have been easy, but just too greedy. You see a lot in tournaments, though, from even the highest level players where they say, oh, I've got an eco sieve. Okay, let's boom. And then... it's high risk, high reward. It might pay off. The best players can make it pay off, but also if it doesn't pay off, it leaves you shaking your head at what you should have done, could have done differently. More ranges for Daut. He'll have 3 ranges to produce the skirms from soon. And he really has been active. You know, the meme is that Daut is a low APM player. Everyone says Daut can't micro, and truthfully, his micro's not as good as other players out there, but effective APM is a very important thing. And that is, when you're clicking, making sure it is accomplishing something important. And I think Daut is the definition of effective APM. There are some micro nerds out there who might be a little bit too fast for their own good. I've never seen Rapard's point of view. Rapard might be one of those, I'm not sure, but just now getting ballistics. But now there's a lot you need. You're going to need an answer to 20 skirmishers, not just the 5 or 6 or 8 that were out there previously. Look at Daut dropping Krepost, number 1 of many. Sees the golds, says, okay, I'll send 2 knights there, take him off of that. Got the wood line there as well. Here comes a counterattack, and a nice counterattack from Rapard, actually. Dealt quite a few villagers here. At the same time, though, I do think Rapard will lose his force, and he is getting raided incessantly underneath these town centers. Rapard knows Daut's reputation, and he was really hoping there he could have denied that thing. But no, now Daut's going to make Conics! An iconic unit, if you ask me. No, it's such a sick unit. I really hope Bulgarians become top tier over the next 4 or 5 months. There may or may not be a tournament that is being announced at the, or I guess actually it might have already been announced on YouTube. Shoot, I didn't think about this. When am I uploading this? Okay, it's been announced. Hidden Cup 4 is coming. Hidden Cup 4 is coming. Qualifiers in February. And main event in March. But I hope that Bulgarians are a thing, or at least an option in the meta come Hidden Cup. How sick would that be? I'm really excited for Hidden Cup, guys. It's been a long time. It'll be pretty much a year after Hidden Cup 3 happened. The prize pool is even higher than it was before. Microsoft really backing it, and I know a lot of you might be watching my channel right now because of Hidden Cup. So this is an awkward spot for me because I'm recording this before it's been announced. I actually just had to look over to see and make sure I wasn't streaming this by accident. but yeah, you probably have already seen the trailer and the announcement. And if you didn't, I would recommend searching for that. But what a crazy game from Daut. I actually have other Bulgarian games from Daut, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I went into this thinking that this was one where Daut went crazy with Kreposts. But this is just how to play new Bulgarians by Daut. Or power of new Bulgarians with Daut. I mean, this is against Tatars, which, I mean, Tatars have been highly successful over the last couple weeks. A player from Vietnam who's normally ranked about around 50th or 60th changed his name to Tatars Boy and was in the top 15 only playing Tatars. Like, it's a monstrous civilization right now. So the fact that Daut was able to use new Bulgarians this well is pretty freaking cool. And I'll try and find more examples of this if you're interested. I think because my focus on the 2v2 World Cup, I did struggle this patch finding examples of new civilizations being used, or, you know, just civs that have been balanced recently. But I'll tell you this much. If you felt debated, if you really wanted to see a Krepost drop or 2 from Daut and you only saw 1, you wanted to see a castle drop from Daut and you like those games, I have not only that coming in a future upload, but I have something even more unique than that. It's the unit that will come from those castles. So I'm not saying if it'll work or not, but I will guarantee you that there will be another Daut upload over the next couple days. Again, if you are currently enjoying holidays or whatever's going on in your life, I hope you guys are doing well. I will be back on streaming, I think, a day or 2 before New Year, and looking forward to Hidden Cup, as I mentioned, and just so much. Very awkward for me because I've got a lot of 2v2 World Cup stuff on my plate right now to talk to future you guys 2 weeks from now. But anyways, it's 2 a.m. and I've spent the last 7 hours recording content for when I am taking that break. So I have more work to do. I hope to see you in the next video, and maybe leave a comment.